Alright everyone, good morning. I am going to do a, this time, thorough walk around of my 2008 MX5 NC1 and show you all the updated details and probably some tips or stuff where I got it from, and that might help you out. So anyway, this is a 2008 NC1 that started off as the ice blue. I think it was a very limited edition color, and it has the ice blue stitching in the leather seats to match. Obviously, you can see that I painted it and went a whole different direction with it, but I've always liked black cars, so that's the way it is. Alright, so anyway, as you can see, I've done a lot of modifications. I did a walkthrough before. It has the DG fender flares, 4-inch. I think they're not 4-inch, maybe they're like 3. From Goodwin Racing, and I think they worked out really well with the stance that I have. I did have the CCW wheels on here, which are, by the way, for sale and very cheap. I have them on for like $1,600 with tires. I had the white ones. I did like the CCWs, but it just, at the end of the day, just wasn't the look that I was looking for. I've always liked these kind of spoked wheels, and to me it's really not about always how much you spend. It's just actually what you like. And I know these are obviously XXRs. They're 527s. They're 17 by 9.75, so they're a little bit wider, but they fit in there snug. I like the stance the way it's looking right now, and it's just my personal preference. Anyway, moving on, I did get the Falcon. These are the 60 something LT whatever tires. I just can't remember the model off the top of my head, but man, these tires are awesome. I mean, they just changed the whole way the car handles. I had the Federal 595s before, but these are night and day difference. I mean, the tread wear is obviously a little bit lighter or smaller, but the sidewall is very stiff, and I like that for handling. Anyway, as you can see, the stance is really good. I just love the way it sits. When I took off the CCWs, I actually lowered it another inch or so, and it rides phenomenally. I mean, it doesn't rub at all, maybe on full lock. Just a slight little rub here, as you can see. I think here on the, right there. Little chip here and there, but I don't care. Okay, the front. You can see I obviously cut out the fish mouth, what I don't like. I never liked the fish mouth front ends on any of the Miatas, really. So what I did was I just continued this cut right here of the circle and just took it straight down and just put some plastic from Amazon, and I think it just looks a lot more aggressive. Regular GV eBay lip, some stabilizers, and the Hella Black Magic fog lights, which they're Black Magic, they're old school headlights that were really good. I put the HIDs in them so they can be brighter, but the reason why they're Black Magic is because obviously when you turn them off, they look black instead of just clear. And I did the eyelids here. I just used some 1/8 of an inch plastic from Amazon, cut a piece, slid it underneath here. There's always like that little gap right here, and I put some 3M tape at the angle that I wanted, you know, painted it black, and there you go. You got some eyelids. Because I know, like other companies, they sell them, but they're like $100 and something. I mean, I don't like spending money, but I like being innovative and doing my own stuff too. So, and if I can save money doing that, it works out well for me. The regular NA side skirts from eBay, also plastic. And I tell you, I do like the front lip. I would have never gone with a solid lip as low as this car sits. Believe it or not, I make it over speed bumps and all that stuff pretty straight. I don't have to worry about turning in at an angle too much, but I have hit a couple things here with that lip, and it just doesn't, it just pops right back. And you know, I love that fact. I'm not gonna put nothing carbon fiber, nothing where it just shatters. Okay, moving on to the back. Of course, probably my best addition on the car is the installation of the F430 diffuser. And I still had somebody ask me yesterday on Instagram what kind of diffuser. So that's an original F430 diffuser. A lot of guys, what they do is these Ferrari owners, which obviously have money, they switch them out for the carbon ones, and then they're left with these nice examples. And I found a brand new one that a guy had in his garage, and he shipped it to me for $700 shipped, I think. But you know, obviously these diffusers brand new are like, you know, a couple $1,000. So I did a lot of measuring. I think it worked out well. It matches the lines of the car, and it just adds a whole new look. The hardest part was obviously the center exhaust to run through there, because you know these NCs have the dual. So, but we made it work. Went to a local place down here, and it you know, it was a little bit tough. It was tough. The exhaust was definitely the hardest part. Then the mounting of it was pretty simple, I think so. Anyway, I just left the I originally had the NA wing on here. As you can see, it still has a cutout for the third brake light. I did like the NC wings that they have, the ducktail like this, but I did not like how it comes straight up. I like more of an angled look, so I kept that. And well, I added another wing, a GT wing here, that was, I mean, I've always liked the GT wing. I just think it adds a little bit of sportiness to it, but it was a little bit too high, so I had to cut the risers down. I took out like, I think like 3 inches off the risers. It was one of those really big tall wings, so I cut like 3 inches off the risers, screwed some bolts, and mounted the top to drop it down some, and it doesn't affect the visibility, and it's still pretty much where it needs to be, which is pretty much the top of the roof line. If you can see, you know, you don't want them too high either, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but anyway, you know, these cars are not 200-mile-an-hour cars, you know. Okay, anyway, that's pretty much it for the outside. The biggest part that I waited so long for was the carbon hardtop from DG Motorsport. I got it through Fab 9. This is another thing that everybody asks about, you know, so I just figured I'd just do a quick walkthrough and let you know. The carbon hardtop, it actually seals pretty good, you know what I mean? You're not going to get perfection, and I'm going to tell you what I did. Obviously there's a gap down here, okay, all the way around, and that's where people are saying that the wind noise comes from. Yes, there's a little bit of wind noise. I did have one small little leak on the top corner here. So what I did was, if you notice, there's like some plastic on the top area here. So what I did was I just siliconed it underneath. But it was so hot here that the silicone was a special kind of silicone. It wasn't drying up or setting up, which now it is. So it was going to rain a couple, I think, that weekend. So what I did was I just got some clear vinyl strip, and I just placed it over the top of the portion of the seam. After here, the water just runs out, so it doesn't leak at all. So I'm going to take off that sticker and just leave the silicone bead, and it should be good to go. It should look just like the rest, like down here. You'll see the DG. The carbon is pretty good. You know, it's good carbon. You know, it's just probably just a top piece anyway, the skin. But I just love the way the hardtop looks on this car. So no more convertible top for me. My personal opinion on living in Miami, you just can't have a convertible. I mean, it's either going to be deadly hot at every stoplight, even if it doesn't rain, or the humidity is going to get you. Since I suffer from the humidity, it's not good for me. Anyways, like I said, it fits pretty good. I'm going to put some kind of molding right here. The mounting, the brackets, there's 2 brackets here, 2 on the inside, which I'll show you, and 2 on the side. I did not put the ones on the side because I'm waiting to remove the soft top assembly, which is still inside. As you can see, it's folded with the regular roll bar. I'm getting a full cage from Bethania Garage, and it's going to be here in about 5 weeks or so. And then I'm going to remove all the interior stuff, which you guys know, the have Miatas, which will relieve all that space there. The whole assembly is going to come out. The bar is going to come out. All the plastic is going to come out. And it's just going to be the bar and some seats. And then I will bolt it down. Then I'll put I'm going to put some foam right here, a big piece that I have. And when I sandwich it down, it should eliminate all that wind noise. Now, this is another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Everybody that has hardtops know that the reason why, if you notice, the hardtop angle where I'm pointing right here, right there, is a lot farther in than the edge of the door. So the rain, since it doesn't have the rain rails, when you make a turn, all that water comes straight right into your lap. That's a big known thing for Miatas with hardtops. So this is the best alternative if you don't want to spend, you know, hundreds of dollars on these innovative or, you know, rain rails that they sell. I know they probably look nicer, but this doesn't look bad. I bought a strip of this. It's like a 20-foot roll from Amazon. It's like, I think like 40 bucks. And this is like it's called a 1/2-inch rain drip rail weather molding. They use it like on campers and stuff. And if you notice here, it's got like a U shape here, and you see all the rain, so it just drips down here, comes over here, or it drips down and goes over the back. Pretty neat. And I just put the strip on there. It's got a 3M backing. You just strip it on there, and it goes with the car, really. I mean, if you weren't really looking at it and didn't know what you're looking at, you would never notice. So, like I said, the front of the top doesn't drip at all. I have no leaks whatsoever in the car, which was my major concern living in Miami. Okay, and the inside is pretty stock right now. Like I said, once I remove the soft top assembly, which you see back there, all this plastic here, all the stuff is going to come out, and I'm going to be replacing the seats. So the seats will be up for sale really soon. These are nice leather seats. I just got a couple blemishes right here, but they're full leather seats with the heaters and the airbags and all that stuff. They will be up for sale. If anybody is interested, let me know, because it's probably going to be in about a month or so. I'll be able to pull these out and sell them. The interior is pretty stock. There's the inside of the DG top. Anybody wants to see what the inside looks, it's pretty. It's like a molded, you know, plastic, but it fits well, and it is a little bit quieter to me. I'll be honest with you. For me, it's quieter than the soft top. Yes, that's another question. Is it quieter? This and that. Yes, it's not OEM, but OEM tops, you know, were a couple popped up after I was looking for a hardtop for a good price. But it's either two things: nobody wants to ship them, and I'm not going to drive to California, which is mostly where they're at, and the other thing is, you know, they're kind of heavy. But if you want an OEM top from the factory, you know, good luck finding one, because you're not going to find one, and they're going to be an arm and a leg. So everybody knows that. I use a, let me come inside here. So what I did was, for the inside, I ordered the black suede with the white stitching for the wheel. I'm gonna get I got the black suede with the white stitching here for the e-brake, black stitching. I mean, black with the white stitching, suede. The whole thing's gonna match for the shift boot and e-brake. I just got this. This is another thing I like to share. The racing shift knob. This is, man, by far the best shift knob I've ever used. It's definitely worth it if you guys are interested in getting a shift knob for your Miata. This it just fits me perfect. So I went through like 3 shift knobs, and it was getting kind of hectic, so looking for the right one that fits. I use a Scan Gauge Torque Pro app. I have a regular, you know, crappy laptop, whatever, or a tablet. It's just a 10-inch for now. I'm gonna get an 8-inch, and I got this, which is pretty cool. This is like a CD thing. You put it in the CDs, since nobody plays CDs anymore. And there's a knob down here. You twist it right here, and then it tightens up. It separates it, and this holds it like for a phone or a tablet. And I just slap it in here, and it monitors all my parameters that I need or that I want. TPMS, sensors, everything, gauge, coolant, oil, all that stuff. Anyway, there's the other 2 brackets for the hardtop. Very simple, went right in, bolted right up. I can't say nothing about that. And the back ones, like I showed you from outside, you notice in the back here, see there's like a little hole there. So all that's going to be filled in when I do the stripping, when I sandwich it down and I remove this whole area here. So my plan is to go with I think I'm going to go with the Corbeau DFX seats, which are pretty cool, and they're not that expensive, and they're also black suede or Alcantara, whatever, but they're black, and they have the white piping. Actually, they have an option. They have one that has a white piping, which will match everything else with the black and white. That's the kind of color I want to go with. And as you can see, these seats are like a brown saddle leather, which was the option that came with the sky blue. I was showing you this stitching. This is sky blue stitching. You can see it close. They came with the outside of the car to match, but I'm getting rid of these. And the only thing I'll have the brown is the panel, which I'll probably just dye it black and call it a day. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, you know, this car is it's really nice. Oh, I forgot the suspension, by the way, before I forget. Yesterday I did the whole maintenance thing. I did the oil, change all the fluids. I did put the tranny fluid in, the Motorcraft that's recommended. Yes, it does make a difference. At least on my 6-speed, it made an immediate difference. My car wasn't misfiring at all or nothing, but I just did the regular maintenance because I just turned 100,000 miles now. I put the Motorcraft in it, the synthetic, and it shifts a lot smoother. I changed the gearbox oil with a 7590 Redline, did that too, and you know, it's looking really good. I did do the spark plugs, which I really didn't need to because the car was running really good. But you know, I decided to do it anyway, the maintenance. And the biggest thing was the Roadster Sport sway bars, which I almost forgot to tell you. That's what I was doing yesterday. So yeah, it was a little bit of a pain the front to get in, but man, the back here, I did the back here, and I took it to Extreme Auto Work here in Miami, which them guys are awesome. They helped me out a lot, and I've known the owner. We've been friends for a while, and they hooked me up and took care of all the stuff that I needed that I couldn't do. So you know, I like working on my car too, but this stuff is definitely the sway bars is definitely a thing you want to do on a lift, and of course the fluids are a lot easier. But anyway, the front sway bar, which is supposedly the hardest, wound up being the easiest for me, at least, or for us. We were working on it, and then I had to go, but I had to do the back one. I was like, let me do the back one, but here's the problem: since I put this diffuser on, right, it's kind of hard to access the two U brackets on the back for the sway bar. So I had to reach in on each side and barely get to those 12 millimeters, and I'll show you here. If you see down here, you see where the end links are, and you can see the sway bar right there. You see the sway bar there. I got the V8 Roadster's adjustable end links, which worked out really good. I got them on a pretty middle setting, I think, but I had to stick my arm through here to get to them because I just did not want to take off this diffuser. It was too much of a mission for me to put on. I'm not saying that I can't take it off, I just didn't feel like taking it off. But so anyway, I got the Roadster Sport sway bar. Suspension is completely done. I can't even explain to you how this car handles. I mean, listen, I want to explain. The Miatas are, yeah, you can call them whatever you want, but they're so well balanced and they're such good handling cars. And if you do any kind of extra modification to them, these cars are not really meant for straight line, at least in my opinion. You know, people do have fast Miatas in a straight line, but they're more meant for track, and this car will pretty much outdo any other car out there on the track. I mean, these cars are very well respected, but you do any of that kind of suspension modification to this car and you're just up in the ante tenfold. I mean, this car handles, it just really puts a smile on my face every time I drive it. I've never owned a car that actually I enjoy. Just even going to the corner to get a loaf of bread and come back, it's just that enjoyable to me. So I think that's the purpose, you know, if you're into cars, that's the whole purpose of having one, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I know this is kind of a long video, but I wanted to go into full detail of my Miata and hopefully clarify and help some people out, you know. If we can all share ideas with each other, that's what makes the car community special. So pretty much it. Looks like it's gonna rain. The car's a little dirty. It rained this morning, but I hope this video helps you guys out, and good luck on modifying your Miatas as well. Thanks.